And finally, books, podcasts, and other useful websites. Depending on how long you've been doing development for Microsoft technologies, you may go all the way back to the original Programming Windows by Charles Petzold. He's made an update of that book for every single version of Windows that's been released. And now Microsoft commissioned him to make a Programming Windows Phone 7 book, and they're giving it away for free. So you got a 1,000-page ebook here by the granddaddy of them all, Charles Petzold. This is definitely worth downloading. There's a lot of information in here. It's not necessary to read the entire 1,000 pages from beginning to end, but it's a great reference book. In the Leveraging Built-in Controls and Toolkits chapter, we talked about the Silverlight Toolkit for Windows Phone. Boriana Miloszewska has written a great book that's free, but she has a donate button there, that actually goes into all of the details about how to use every one of the controls in the Silverlight Toolkit. This is highly recommended also. Since you're taking this course, you're most likely building Windows Phone apps for Silverlight as opposed to building games. Volume 1 of Adam Nathan's 101 Windows Phone 7 apps is absolutely priceless. He not only has built 50 apps, but he explains why he did what he did in each one of those 50 apps, and the full source code for all of the applications is available, so you can open them up in Visual Studio and take them apart and look at them and tweak them and decide and really learn from a master. And finally, another book which has just been released is the Windows Phone 7.5 Mango Nuts and Bolts book from Falafel Software. It starts out with a great introduction to Windows Phone development and again contains lots of concrete examples that you can follow through step by step to solve particular problems when you get there, especially related to the new features in Windows Phone 7.5 Mango. And one more book that's on the must-read list if you're building Windows Phone apps. Essential Windows Phone 7.5 Application Development with Silverlight. Sean Wildermuth is a Microsoft MVP, and he's been working with XAML and WPF and Silverlight for years and has a really great introduction to using XAML in the context of Windows Phone. And again, lots and lots of nuts and bolts descriptions on how to do specific things when you need to figure out how to do something. If you can't find the answer on Microsoft's website or the answer is not as clear as you like, he'll have an example that will help you get through that. Beyond books, another really useful resource is podcasts. Over here on Channel 9, you can see Microsoft has 423 entries as of the time we're recording this of podcasts talking about things that real people have dealt with in building Windows Phone apps. Another great place to find podcasts is over here at Developer Fusion. Here you can find information on Scott Hanselman's Hansel Minutes, Deep Fried Bytes, .NET Rocks from Carl and Richard Franklin, a whole wealth of podcasts that will help you learn the things you need to know and keep yourself up to date on the latest developments in .NET and Windows Phone. Now, a discussion of resources for Windows Phone would be totally incomplete without talking about user experience. Arturo Toledo, one of Microsoft's UX gurus, has a 31-week series. He says it's 31 weeks. He hopes to get it done in less than that. But a 31-week series on Metro design principles and how to apply them to Windows Phone. How to decide what fonts to use, how to decide color schemes, how to decide layouts that make sense, that are intuitive, and how to really know what Metro really means. Jeff Blankenberg is a blog author who has created two really great 31-day series for Windows Phone development. His first series, which he released in September of 2010, is called 31 Days of Windows Phone. And then when Mango came out, he did an update called 31 Days of Mango. And one of the cool things about 31 Days of Mango is he also put all 31 days worth of applications into an app and put it on the Windows Phone Marketplace that you can download for $1. So you can not only learn from all those projects, you can actually see how they actually work on the phone and learn how to use all these controls in action. And finally, one place that Microsoft has tons and tons of useful content is they have a how-to index for Windows Phone in which there are sample applications for everything you can imagine, everything from how to use the application bar to how to read raw sensor data from the camera if you want to build an augmented reality application, to how to make sure that you're optimizing your device for the new 256 megabyte smaller versions of Windows Phone. Everything you need to know, you can get to it from this page. And last but not least, you can go to dreamtimestudios.com/blog, where we'll keep all these links up to date. And of course, don't forget to visit lynda.com.